Standing on the stage of America's Got Talent feels like stepping into a different reality altogether, where sound, light, and expectation collide into something almost overwhelming. The stage is washed in brilliance, every spotlight designed to isolate you from everything except the moment you are in. The audience is not just watching, they are participating in your performance with every gasp, cheer, and silence that follows a note. In that atmosphere, even the smallest gesture from a judge carries enormous weight, and no presence is more psychologically dominant than Simon Cowell, whose reputation for blunt judgment has become legendary across global entertainment television. For Courtney Hadwin, that moment on the AGT stage was not simply an audition, it was a transformation in real time. She appeared shy, almost hesitant, a teenager standing in front of a world that already seemed too large for her frame. But the instant the music began, something shifted. Her voice did not just fill the room, it seemed to change its temperature. Raw, textured, and emotionally charged, it carried an energy that contrasted sharply with her physical nervousness. The audience responded immediately, not with polite applause but with shock and rising excitement, as if they were witnessing something unfamiliar yet undeniable. What made the moment even more striking was Simon Cowell's reaction. Known for restraint, he did not interrupt or react loudly, but instead leaned back with a rare expression of recognition. It was the kind of subtle acknowledgement that performers study afterward, replaying every micro-expression for meaning. In that silence, Courtney's performance gained weight. It was no longer just an audition, it was a statement. The stage had not intimidated her voice, it had amplified it. That contrast between vulnerability and power would define how the world came to understand her in the years that followed. A childhood rooted in a quiet English village, before the global spotlight, before television audiences and viral fame, Courtney Hadwin's story began in a quiet corner of northeast England. She was born on July 6, 2004, in Hesleden, a small former mining village near Hartlepool in County Durham. It was not a place associated with international stardom or entertainment industry pipelines. Instead, it was the kind of close-knit community where everyone knew each other, and life moved at a steady, familiar pace. Growing up in that environment, Courtney was surrounded by family rather than industry influence. Her parents, Paul and Anne-Marie Hadwin, supported her interests early on, noticing that music was not just something she enjoyed, but something she instinctively connected to. Alongside her siblings, she spent much of her childhood singing at home, imitating songs from the radio, and experimenting with melodies long before formal training entered the picture. There was no immediate expectation of fame, only a recognition that she had an unusual sensitivity to sound and emotion. School life at Hesleden Primary School and later Shotton Hall Academy provided her with structure, but music remained her emotional outlet. Teachers noticed her ability to interpret songs with surprising depth, even at a young age. Unlike many children who simply memorize lyrics, Courtney seemed to inhabit them. That distinction would later become central to her identity as a performer. Even in a small village far from entertainment hubs, her talent was beginning to take shape quietly, steadily, and without any guarantee of where it might lead. The spark of inspiration and early musical discipline. Every performer has an origin point, a moment or influence that reshapes ambition into direction. For Courtney Hadwin, that spark came when she watched fellow young performer Connie Talbot on television. Seeing someone close to her age stand confidently on a major stage planted a powerful idea. Performance was not distant or unreachable, it was possible. From that moment, Courtney's relationship with music became more intentional. She began studying vocal delivery more closely, not just singing, but analyzing how emotion was conveyed through phrasing and tone. This curiosity pushed her toward structured training. She attended local music schools and workshops, including vocal coaching sessions that helped refine what was initially raw instinct into controlled technique. Each lesson added discipline to her natural expressiveness. Unlike many children who drift in and out of hobbies, Courtney began to treat singing with seriousness. She practiced regularly, often pushing herself beyond casual enjoyment into repetition and refinement. Her family supported this growing dedication, recognizing that her passion was not temporary. Even at home, she would rehearse songs repeatedly, experimenting with different emotional interpretations rather than simply copying original recordings. This early discipline laid the foundation for everything that followed. What made her development unique was that it did not strip away her raw style. Instead, it shaped it. The goal was never to replace her emotional intensity, but to give it structure. That balance between instinct and training would later become one of her most recognizable artistic traits on the world stage. Early competitions and first steps into performance life. As Courtney Hadwin's confidence grew, she began stepping into public performance environments where her talent could be tested beyond familiar surroundings. One of her earliest major milestones came through participation in Teen Star UK. Performing Bob Dylan's "Make You Feel My Love," she demonstrated a level of emotional interpretation that stood out among contestants. Rather than focusing on vocal perfection alone, she emphasized feeling, shaping the song in a way that reflected maturity beyond her age. Her participation in competitions quickly became more than occasional appearances. She advanced to finals, gained recognition locally, and began building a reputation as a young performer with a distinct identity. Winning local awards and reaching finalist positions in regional talent showcases reinforced the idea that she was not simply talented within her environment, she was competitive on broader stages as well. At this stage, performance was still relatively grounded. The audiences were smaller, the stakes more manageable, but the experience was essential. Each competition taught her how to handle nerves, how to recover from mistakes, and how to project confidence, even when she did not fully feel it internally. These early stages also introduced her to the emotional highs and lows of performance life, the thrill of applause, and the disappointment of elimination. These experiences formed a bridge between casual singing and professional ambition. They were not yet global stages, but they were proving grounds. And with each appearance, Courtney moved one step closer to understanding what it meant to be not just a singer, but a performer capable of holding an audience's attention. The Voice Kids breakthrough and national recognition. Courtney's trajectory took a significant step forward when she entered The Voice Kids UK. This platform introduced her to a national audience and placed her in a highly structured, competitive environment. Her audition performance of Tina Turner's Nutbush City Limits immediately demonstrated her ability to channel powerful, rhythmic energy. It was not a restrained performance. It was explosive, expressive, and physically engaged. She joined the team of Judge Danny Jones, moving through multiple stages of the competition. Each round challenged her to adapt to different musical styles and performance expectations. In the battle rounds, she delivered energetic group performances, and in later stages, she showed emotional range through songs that demanded both control and intensity. By the time she reached the finals, Courtney had already established herself as one of the standout contestants of the season. Her performances of classic soul and rock-influenced songs highlighted a stylistic identity that leaned toward raw emotional expression rather than polished pop conformity. This distinction made her memorable, even among highly skilled peers. Although she did not win the competition, her appearance on the show significantly raised her profile. More importantly, it validated her ability to perform under national television pressure. It also introduced her to industry professionals and audiences who would later recognize her again when she stepped onto an even larger stage. The experience became a crucial stepping stone, preparing her for the global exposure that was soon to come. From local performer to international attention. Before her appearance on AGT, Courtney Hadwin had already built a surprising amount of momentum through grassroots performances and community recognition. She had performed in local venues, participated in workshops, and even busked to fund her vocal training. These experiences were not glamorous, but they were formative. They taught her resilience in unpredictable environments and the importance of consistency. One notable early performance involved singing in public spaces to fund lessons, a practice that strengthened her confidence in front of unfiltered audiences. Unlike structured competitions, street performances demanded immediate engagement. People either stopped to listen or walked away, giving instant feedback that could not be softened by judges or production editing. Her growing reputation eventually led her to perform at larger events, including festivals where she shared stages with established acts. One particularly significant moment came when she performed at a large outdoor festival audience, exposing her to thousands of spectators simultaneously. These experiences gradually shifted her identity from local talent to emerging professional. By the time she reached her early teens, Courtney was no longer just Otra's talented girl from a small village. She had become someone with a growing portfolio of performances, competitions, and televised appearances. This accumulation of experience made her an ideal candidate for international platforms like AGT, where producers actively seek performers with both raw talent and prior stage exposure. The transition from local recognition to global opportunity was no longer hypothetical, it was imminent. The audition that changed everything. When Courtney stepped onto the stage of America's Got Talent, she carried with her years of preparation, experience, and expectation. Yet nothing could fully prepare a performer for that scale of attention. The audience was massive, the judges highly influential, and the stakes global. Even before she sang, her nervous posture revealed her age and vulnerability. Then came the performance. Choosing Otis Redding's Hard to Handle, she delivered a version that immediately disrupted expectations. The contrast was striking. A shy teenager producing a voice filled with grit, soul, and intensity that seemed far beyond her years. It was not a controlled pop performance. It was instinctive, almost theatrical, in its emotional release. The reaction was immediate. The audience rose in response, and the judges visibly shifted from skepticism to astonishment. Howie Mandel reacted first, ultimately pressing the golden buzzer, sending her directly through to the live shows. The moment became one of the most widely shared audition clips in the show's history. Simon Cowell's reaction added further weight to the moment. He described her transformation on stage as something extraordinary, emphasizing how unexpected her vocal identity was compared to her initial appearance. The audition quickly went viral, reaching hundreds of millions of views online and transforming Courtney from contestant to global phenomenon overnight. Viral fame and the pressure of sudden recognition. Following her audition, Courtney Hadwin experienced a level of exposure that few teenagers encounter. Her performance circulated across platforms globally, accumulating hundreds of millions of views and generating widespread media attention. She was no longer simply a contestant, she was a viral sensation. This sudden visibility brought opportunities but also expectations. Interviews, appearances, and media features became routine. The narrative surrounding her often framed her as a, quote, once-in-a-generation talent, drawing comparisons to legendary performers. While flattering, these comparisons also created pressure to continuously meet elevated expectations. As she progressed through live shows, she continued to deliver strong performances, maintaining her reputation as an unconventional and emotionally driven singer. However, the environment around her was changing rapidly. She was transitioning from spontaneous performer to managed artist, and every aspect of her presentation began to be shaped by production decisions, branding considerations, and industry strategy. Despite the excitement, the intensity of attention created emotional strain. The balance between being a teenager and a public figure became increasingly difficult to maintain. While audiences saw confidence and energy on stage, the behind-the-scenes reality involved constant scheduling, travel, and preparation. The contrast between public perception and personal experience began to widen significantly. Record deals and the machinery of the music industry. After her success on AGT, Courtney signed a recording deal with Psycho Music in partnership with Arista Records. On paper, this represented a major milestone: access to professional production teams, industry mentorship, and global distribution potential. It was the structure designed to turn television success into a sustainable music career. However, entering the music industry at such a young age introduced complexity. Artistic direction, branding, and commercial expectations often intersected in ways that did not always align with her personal artistic instincts. While her AGT performances had emphasized raw emotion and unpredictability, studio production often required structure, consistency, and market alignment. Courtney found herself navigating a system where creative decisions involved multiple stakeholders. Producers, executives, and marketing teams all contributed to shaping her sound and image. This environment demanded adaptation, but also introduced tension between individuality and commercial viability. For a teenager still developing her identity, this period was particularly challenging. She was learning not only how to perform professionally, but also how to negotiate artistic boundaries. The excitement of opportunity was present, but so was the pressure of expectation. This phase marked the beginning of a more complex relationship with music, one that extended beyond performance into questions of control, identity, and direction. Creative conflict, exhaustion, and identity pressure. As Courtney's career progressed within the industry system, the challenges shifted from performance-based pressure to creative and emotional strain. Studio environments demanded repetition, refinement, and adherence to production schedules. Songs were developed, revised, and sometimes replaced entirely depending on strategic direction. For someone whose appeal had originally come from spontaneity and emotional authenticity, this process could feel restrictive. She began to question where her artistic voice ended and external influence began. The question of identity, what part of her expression was truly hers, became increasingly present. At the same time, her schedule intensified. Travel between countries, promotional commitments, and recording sessions created a cycle of constant activity. Even routine days involved structured obligations, leaving little space for normal teenage experiences. The imbalance between personal life and professional demands became more pronounced. Despite outward success, internal fatigue began to build. The emotional labor of performing, combined with the pressure of expectations, created moments of exhaustion. While audiences continued to celebrate her talent, the behind-the-scenes reality involved navigating uncertainty about direction and autonomy. This phase did not represent failure but rather transition. It reflected the difficulty of adapting a raw, emotionally driven performer into a structured industry framework. The tension between authenticity and commercial structure would become one of the defining themes of her early career journey. Withdrawal, speculation, and the search for balance. Over time, Courtney's public presence became less frequent. Social media activity slowed, appearances became rarer, and updates from her professional channels diminished. For fans who had followed her rise closely, this shift prompted speculation and concern. In the absence of regular communication, narratives began to form around her absence. However, this withdrawal was not necessarily disappearance. It reflected a period of recalibration. After years of intense visibility, structured schedules, and global attention, stepping back offered space to reassess direction and personal priorities. For many young performers, such pauses are not unusual. They are often necessary for long-term sustainability. The entertainment industry often moves faster than individual adaptation can comfortably allow. In Courtney's case, the gap between early viral success and long-term artistic development created a natural point of reflection. The pause allowed for recovery from intensity and reconsideration of creative identity. During this time, public curiosity remained high, but the absence of constant visibility shifted her narrative from active rising star to evolving artist. Rather than being defined by constant output, her journey became defined by potential direction. What she would do next became the central question surrounding her career. Where the journey continues, and what comes next today, Courtney Hadwin's story remains open-ended, rather than concluded. Her early rise through America's Got Talent established her as a globally recognized talent, while her experiences in the music industry exposed the complexities behind fame. She exists in a space shared by many young performers, between early breakthrough and long-term artistic definition. What distinguishes her journey is not only her vocal ability, but the emotional authenticity that first captivated audiences. That quality does not disappear, it evolves. Whether through future music releases, independent projects, or a redefined artistic direction, the foundation of her identity as a performer remains intact. The entertainment industry often frames young viral talents as instant success stories, but real artistic development rarely follows such a straight path. It requires time, experimentation, and often distance from the initial moment of fame. Courtney's trajectory reflects that reality more than it defies it. Her story is not one of disappearance, but of transition. The same voice that once shocked millions on a televised stage continues to represent possibility. What comes next depends not on a single performance, but on how she chooses to shape her artistry in her own time and on her own terms.